Hi friends, welcome to Easy and Home Style Cooking. I'm Mrs. Ragini. Today I'm going to share a very nice and little bit rich dessert. This I had couple of times in my house and even my husband made it couple of times, and very simple way we want to show it to you. And this is nothing but baklava. Recently I made baklava, but my way of variation. I didn't bake it, I deep fried it. So I got lot of comments that oh, this is not baklava, this is not the way of making. So I got lot of comments, but forget it, this is my variation. So I thought of sharing this. And to make the pilo sheets also, dear friends, if you want, you can go and get the store-bought pilo sheets, or otherwise the way I am making it, you can make the similar way. Trust me, you will get perfect. This is the pilo sheets version where I learned it from my husband. They make different variations. Sometimes they add milk, eggs, and even lot of butter to make this pilo sheets. You need not add lot of butter. You can add very little of all-purpose flour. Even if you want, you can add some wheat flour and some salt and vinegar and make the pilo sheets. So whichever way you want, you can try, dear friends. You can try my variation of pilo sheets and try it out. I'm telling you, you will get it perfect. I already made couple of times and it was perfect. So today we are going to make baklava, and the pilo sheets I am going to make it. So to make the pilo sheets, as I told you, we need all-purpose flour. So here I have 1 cup of all-purpose flour, and we are going to add pinch of salt, and I am going to add 2 teaspoons of butter. If you want, as I said, you can add vinegar, milk, and even water, and you can mix the dough. So today I'm not adding any milk or eggs or lot of butter. Very simple, 2 teaspoons of butter, and we are going to mix it, and we are going to make like a crumble and add water and make a soft dough. So friends, here you can see it's nice and crumble, and now we are going to add water and mix it. If you want rich, then you can add milk or eggs. Add little by little, and we are going to make slightly soft dough, not too much. If it is too soft, maybe you cannot handle to roll, so don't mix it too soft. You can see this is soft, and I'm going to knead this for 5 minutes. So friends, here you can see I knead this dough for 5 minutes. It's sticking, no problem. If you want, you can mix this dough little bit tight also, but this is perfect for me. I can manage rolling this. If you cannot, then you can mix it little bit tight. So this I'm going to keep aside for 30 minutes, and then we are going to make our pilo sheets. So friends, here you can see the dough, I have rested it for 30 minutes and this is soft. And what we are going to do is we are going to take this dough, just dust some flour if it is sticking, and we are going to roll this, and we are going to cut this into equal portions. So usually they put lot of sheets, dear friends. So you can make around 18 to 20 sheets. Just take small portions, and we are going to roll one by one into very thin sheets. And once you roll them and once you pile up them, dear friends, even you can put it in fridge, and whenever you want to use, you can use at that time also. Apply some more flour and roll it and keep this aside. Take one more small, put this and put one more layer of the dough and some more flour, and at a time we are going to roll them. Don't press it too much, dear friends, very gently. If you press it, it won't stick and it will stretch, and even if you see, it won't stick like this. If it is sticking, try to remove it off and dust some more flour. So we are going to roll this till this becomes a nice thin sheet. So friends, here you can see I rolled this into nice thin sheet, and usually if you are making at home, dear friends, I suggest make it into small, the baking tray, or if you have a small plate also, you can use that plate which goes into oven. So today, I'm using this tin to make our baklava, and I'm going to cut into this round shape, the size of this tin. Just cut one, and later on you can take this size and you can keep rolling the dough. This is nice and thin. If you want now also, you can slightly roll it. This will become even more thin. And when you make these small thin pilo sheets, what you need to do is you need to dust some flour and pile it up one by one, one by one, one by one, and see, I made couple of them. I dusted some flour. Always dust very little of flour and try to pile up couple of them. You can see this is nice and thin sheets, and these what you can do, very gently fold it. If you are not using immediately, you can just fold it and you can put it in a plastic wrap and put it in fridge, not the deep fridge, regular fridge. If you want, you can put it, and whenever you want to make, whichever dessert, then you can remove it off and make your dessert. Even for tahini rolls you can use, or any type of rolls you can use this dough, dear friends. I rolled it around 5 to 10 and I need couple of them. Usually we need the huge layers to make our baklava, so I am going to make around 20 sheets and then we are going to pile up in this tray. So it will take for me another 10 minutes to roll them, then we are going to pile it up. So friends, here you can see I rolled couple of them. Pilo sheets are ready. See how thin they are. It should be like this. If it is tearing also, no problem. Always when you are rolling, try to cover this rolled pilo sheets with a wet cloth, otherwise this will become too dry. So here is the sheets. I made around 20 to 25. We are going to now start layering them. Before layering them, what we are going to do is we need the sugar syrup to make our dessert. So here I have the sugar. As per sweetness, you can take the sugar and add the sugar into a saucepan, and also some water to it. How you make your gulab jamun syrup, the same way you can make this syrup. This will get ready by the time we pile up. I have the baking tray. Usually they use a big thali, that is a plate. Here I have the butter. If you are taking 1 cup of butter, then you can add 1 cup of oil also to this. So here I am going to add some oil to this, or even you can use ghee. Mix this, and this we are going to apply to our base first, to our tin. Pile these pilo sheets one by one by applying some ghee to this. Put one sheet, apply ghee, and again put one sheet, apply ghee, and keep repeating this. If you have rolled 20 to 25 sheets, try to divide your dough, that is the pilo sheets, and try to layer half down and half on top, and in the between we are going to fill some stuffing. So here I have piled up around 4, so I am going to pile it up around 15 layers by applying ghee on top of it. Why they do this is, this way when you bake it, it will evenly cook. So this also, and one more, some butter and one more layer. So friends, here I layered at least 15 in the bottom, and now we are going to put the stuffing at this stage. So apply butter, be gentle, and here I have some almonds and some walnuts powder. I just took some almonds and some walnuts and I made it into a nice powder. So this I am going to sprinkle it, and now we are going to top this off with one more layer. And now again we are going to apply butter and keep layering this. So friends, here you can see I layered it, the rest of the pilo sheets I perfectly layered it, and now we are going to cut them. So before baking itself, we need to cut this into small pieces or big pieces also, whichever sizes you want, you can cut them, and take the knife and cut this. And even my sugar syrup is also ready, I just kept aside. So once our baklava gets baked, then we are going to pour the sugar syrup on top of this. The rest of the butter we are going to pour on top of this. You need to pour little bit extra. And now we are going to bake this at 200 degrees centigrade till you see a nice golden crust on top. It will take around 20 minutes, dear friends. And then we are going to remove this, slightly rest it, and then we are going to pour the sugar syrup on top of this and serve this baklava. So friends, here you can see our baklava is baked perfectly. You can see nice crispy on top. Because of the butter and the oil, this has become nice and crispy. This is slightly warm. Either your baklava needs to be rested for some time, or the sugar syrup needs to be rested for some time. So here I have the sugar syrup which is ready. I squeezed in little bit of lime juice so that it won't form any crystals. So here you can see this is thick, and in this we are going to add very little of rose water for nice flavoring, and mix this. An excellent aroma from the rose water, and this is slightly cool and this is also slightly cool. So now we are going to pour this on top of our baked baklava, and now we are going to leave this for 5 to 10 minutes, and by the time this will slightly absorb, and once we rest it for 10 to 15 minutes, then we are going to take this into small pieces. If you want more of sugar syrup also, you can add some more difference, but after 5 to 10 minutes this will slightly absorb. We don't want this to be absorbed too much. We should get slight crispy texture and the sweetness also. So we are going to wait for 5 minutes. So friends, after resting this for 5 to 10 minutes, you can see this juices has slightly absorbed. I am going to just take one piece of, you can see nice layers, and inside the stuffing is full. Juicy, juicy, slightly crispy. This is amazing, dear friends. After so much of effort, an excellent dessert. You lick your fingers. Good amount of sweetness. This should be slightly sweet, then only it will taste better. Dear friends, I am going to have a couple of them, but you try this simple recipe of making baklava. I hope you enjoyed this very simple recipe. If you like it, make it, share it, and also feed your family fresh food. See you in another session with some more recipes.